And is this the case also with everything else you received from Parliament? From
Yes.
October last year until about 3 months ago, you did not receive anything from Parliament?
Justice Madlanga, I never said that. I'm saying that the laptop freezes on a daily basis, and therefore if I may, therefore, whenever I take it out my bag, I normally have to go to IT. It will work for a day or two and it will start again. So
You say you never said what I just suggested to you now. If you did not get the Commission's Rule 3 notice from October until only about 3 months ago, that should be true of communications from Parliament as well. It's on that basis that I've just said what I said to you now.
Yes, Justice, that is what I'm agreeing with you.
So from October, I thought you were saying that's not what you said.
No, sorry. It's not even from October, Justice. It's been for about 18 months that I'm struggling with this device.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about anything else. I'm concerned about October to today. For you to only give to the Commission communication, or rather your statement, which was required from October of last year, for you to only give that statement to the Commission after 9 p.m. last night. And the only excuse you have is that you have difficulties with your laptop. All right. I don't believe that. I find it hard to believe that. Because otherwise, you should not be operational at all as a parliamentarian. Okay, let's move on. Now, about 3 months back, you became aware that a statement was required of you. So, according to what you say, which is hard to believe, you have had 3 months and we only get your statement after 9 p.m. last night. What excuse do you have for that?
There is no excuse, Justice, because when I emailed the Commission about 2 weeks ago, I asked for a date. I was given the date of the 11th. I emailed back. I said to them that it is voter registration, 6th, 7th, 8th. I essentially have 5 days to complete this thing. Can I have a slightly later date? The Commission...
Why would you have asked for a date? You would have seen from the communication which you got 3 months back that the statement was required from October last year already. Why would you have asked for a date? 3 months back, you become aware that, for such a long time, a statement was required from me. You still ask for a date instead of saying, wow, I'm very late already, and quickly putting your statement together. Why only a week or couple of weeks back do you ask for a date only then?
The Commission asked me 3 questions, Judge, and I felt that I could offer much more than 3 questions, which is why I asked for a date. When the date was proposed on the 11th, I emailed back. I said, can I have just a little bit more time? And I was told, no, the 11th is the only available date. I moved heaven and earth. I sat up nights to conclude this thing. And I'm not saying that I'm doing that what I did was right. But what I'm saying is I tried my level best to meet the deadline of Thursday. I couldn't.
What I will say, and I will stop here, what I will say is it seems to me that you are not taking this commission seriously. And starting from now and going forward, you should not treat this commission the way you have thus far. Because every and anything you've said thus far is just totally unbelievable. I do not believe it. This should mean that you cannot function at Parliament as a parliamentarian. And it also suggests that you are not even taking the people that you are supposed to serve seriously. If for as long as you suggest is the case, you have been using a laptop that you basically cannot use.
Madlanga Commission Chairperson Boyiseni Madlanga has delivered a scathing rebuke to suspended National Coloured Congress MP Fadael Adams, dismissing his explanation for failing to submit a witness statement for more than 10 months as totally unbelievable. Adams was due to testify before the commission on Tuesday, but his appearance was postponed to 19 August after his statement was submitted only after 9 p.m. on Monday. Despite him having been served with a Rule 3 notice in October 2025, The suspended Member of Parliament blamed the delay on what he described as a very problematic parliamentary laptop that repeatedly froze and had to be sent to Parliament's IT department for repairs. He said, "Parliament can confirm that I have a very problematic laptop. My laptop is either in for repairs or frozen." He said he only became aware of the Rule 3 notice requiring him to submit a statement about 3 or 4 months ago. Madlanga was unconvinced. The commission chair questioned how Adams could effectively carry out his responsibilities as a parliamentarian if he could not reliably access electronic communications. Madlanga said, "I do not believe it. This should mean that you cannot function at Parliament as a parliamentarian, and it also suggests that you are not even taking the people that you are supposed to serve seriously." Adams responded that he often had to walk to people for information or telephone them when he needed information. Madlanga then pressed him on whether the same difficulties affected his ability to receive official communication from Parliament, but the chairperson's strongest criticisms centered on the length of the delay. Madlanga said, "I'm not concerned about anything else. I'm concerned about October to today, for you to only give to the Commission communication, or rather your statement, which was required from October of last year, for you to only give that statement to the Commission after 9 p.m. last night." Adams conceded that he had no further explanation for the delay. He told the Commission that he had been informed that 11 August would be his testimony date, but had requested additional time because of his voter registration responsibilities. According to Adams, he had moved heaven and earth and set up nights trying to complete the statement before the deadline, but had still failed to do so. Madlanga was not persuaded and said, "I will say, and I will stop here. What I will say is, it seems to me that you are not taking this commission seriously, and starting from now and going forward, you should not treat this commission the way you have thus far, because everything you've said thus far is just totally unbelievable." Adams' anticipated testimony is significant because of his role in allegations involving crime intelligence and alleged misuse of Secret Service account. His 2024 Section 27 referral to the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption contained allegations of corruption involving senior crime intelligence officials and the alleged abuse of secret funds. The investigation subsequently expanded to include matters surrounding the appointment of Brigadier Dineo Mukwele and allegations involving Crime Intelligence Chief, Financial Officer, Major General Philani Lushaba. Madlanga Commission has since scrutinized the extent to which IDEC's investigations went beyond the allegations originally raised by Adams. The investigations ultimately culminated in the arrest of Crime Intelligence Head, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo, and 6 co-accused. However, the National Prosecuting Authority provisionally withdrew the fraud and corruption charges against Khumalo and other accused on 27 July after representations were made. The NPA has indicated that the investigation had not been finalized and that the charges could only be reinstated with the written approval of the National Director of Public Prosecutions. The Commission has also had allegations that Adams had access to classified or sensitive intelligence documents that he was not authorized to possess, and that information he supplied was subsequently used in IDEC investigations. Questions have further been raised about how Adams' affidavit came into the possession of IDEC. Evidence before the Commission indicated that IDEC investigator Dylan Perumal had solicited the referral from Adams. Former IDEC head Andrew Johnson later acknowledged that the circumstances surrounding the obtaining of the affidavit raised legal questions. Adams is separately facing prosecution by the NPA on 3 counts of fraud and 2 counts of defeating the administration of justice. The charges relate to allegations that he misrepresented his status while visiting awaiting trial prisoners at Westville Correctional Center and conducted interviews without authorization from the relevant investigating teams or the prisoners' legal representatives. His appearance before the Madlanga Commission was ultimately postponed after evidence leader Advocate Matthew Chaskalson told the commissioners that the late submission of Adams' statement had left the evidence team Without sufficient time to prepare, Adams is now expected to appear before the Commission on 19 August, when his evidence is likely to face intense scrutiny over the origins of his allegations, his handling of sensitive information, and his role in setting the crime intelligence investigations in motion. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.